You wake up tired, even after 8 hours of sleep. You feel that persistent bloating, that discomfort on your right side that you ignore because it doesn't really hurt, it just bothers you. You look in the mirror and notice you've gained weight, but not that much. Just a few pounds, nothing major, right? You keep going, working, taking care of your family, thinking everything's under control. Until one day, during that routine checkup you almost canceled, the doctor calls you in for a chat. He opens the results on his computer screen, frowns, and says those words that make your world stop for a second. You have fatty liver, and it's not a little. Your ALT is at 120, your AST at 95, and that scary word appears on the report, grade 2 hepatic steatosis, possibly 3. You leave the office with your head spinning, thinking about everything you could have done differently, about all the signs you ignored, and wondering how you got here if you don't even drink that much, if you even try to take care of yourself. The truth is, your liver is being attacked every day by habits you don't even realize are dangerous. Habits everyone says are normal, harmless, part of modern life. And while you keep repeating these habits, unknowingly, your liver is accumulating more and more fat, becoming inflamed, hardening, silently heading towards fibrosis, cirrhosis, the point of no return. There's a study published 3 months ago in the scientific journal Hepatology that showed something that shocked me. More than 60% of people with advanced fatty liver disease show no obvious symptoms. None. They live normal lives, work, exercise occasionally, think they're healthy, and their livers are deteriorating in silence. And the worst part? 70% of these people practice at least 3 of the 5 habits I'm going to reveal to you today. Habits that society has normalized, that you see everyone doing, that no one warns you are dangerous. But I will warn you. I'm a hepatologist. I spend my days studying the liver, seeing patients who arrive scared, confused, not understanding how such an important organ deteriorated without them noticing. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what's destroying your liver, even if you think you're doing everything right. Before I continue, I need to tell you something. If you're here, watching this video this far, it's because you care about your health. You don't want to be just another statistic, another person who discovered too late that they had a serious problem. You want to understand, you want to act, you want to reverse it. And that fills me with hope, because I know that when someone is truly committed, change happens. I created this channel precisely for you, to bring information that many doctors don't have time to explain in the office, to show you what the latest research is discovering, to give you a real, tested protocol that works. Every week, I bring new content based on science, but explained in a way you understand, that you can apply to your life. So subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell, because I promise I'll be here every week, guiding you on this journey of liver recovery. You don't have to go through this alone. I'll show you the way, and together, we'll turn this around. Now, I'm going to make you a promise. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what the 5 habits are that are silently killing your liver. You'll understand why they're so dangerous, and more importantly, you'll know exactly what to do to stop destroying your liver and start recovering it. But I need you to pay attention to every word I say, because some of these habits will surprise you, shock you, and you're probably practicing at least 2 or 3 of them right now. Stay until the end, because the last habit is the most treacherous of all, the one everyone thinks is healthy, but is actually dumping fat directly into your liver. Let me tell you the story of Mariana. She's 42 years old, a teacher, a mother of 2, always one of those active people who takes care of herself, who gets regular checkups. Mariana didn't drink, didn't smoke, and walked 3 times a week. When she received the diagnosis of grade 3 fatty liver, she was in shock. How could this be? She wasn't doing anything wrong. At least, that's what she thought. When I sat down with her and started to investigate her routine, her habits, her diet, I discovered that Mariana was practicing 4 of the 5 liver-destroying habits, and she didn't even know it. She drank fresh orange juice every day at breakfast, thinking she was eating healthy. She ate a granola bar every day at 3 in the afternoon because it was quick, convenient, and the packaging said it was whole grain, low fat, fitness. She used artificial sweeteners in everything because she wanted to avoid sugar. She had dinner late, always after 9 at night, because she could only sit down to eat after the kids were asleep. And she lived stressed, always rushing, always worried, sleeping poorly, waking up tired. All these habits, which seemed harmless, were destroying her liver. And the worst part, she thought she was doing everything right. Now I need to ask you a question, and I want you to be completely honest with me, because your answer can help thousands of people watching this video right now. When you look at your routine, at your daily habits, how many of them do you do on autopilot without questioning, just because everyone else does it, just because it's always been that way? How many times have you stopped to think if what you eat, what you drink, what you do is actually helping or harming your body? I know it's hard to admit that we might be wrong, that we might be sabotaging ourselves without realizing it. But I need you to understand one thing: it's not your fault. No one taught you this. The food industry doesn't want you to know. The media doesn't talk about it. But I will. So I want you to comment below. Use these words if you like. I have fatty liver and I want to change my habits. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel judged. This is a safe space. And when you comment, you're showing other people that they're not alone. You're creating a network of support, of strength. Comment now, because I read all the comments and your story matters. Your courage to admit and change matters. Let's get down to business. The first habit that's wrecking your liver is something you probably do every single day and you think it's healthy: drinking natural fruit juice. I know what you're thinking. What? Fruit juice is natural, it has vitamins, it's way better than soda. And you're partly right. It is better than soda. But that doesn't mean it's good for your liver. When you squeeze 3 oranges to make 1 glass of juice, you're concentrating all the sugar from those 3 fruits into a single glass, and you're removing all the fiber that would have helped slow down the absorption of that sugar. The result? A fructose bomb straight into your bloodstream, and where does that fructose go? Straight to the liver. And what does the liver do with it? It turns it into fat. That's right. That orange juice you have every morning, thinking you're eating right, is literally manufacturing fat inside your liver. A study published in the Journal of Hepatology showed that people who consume more than 1 glass of fruit juice a day have a 35% higher chance of developing fatty liver disease than people who eat the whole fruit. 35%. That's not a small number, so stop, take a deep breath and think. How many glasses of juice did you have this week? The second habit is even more insidious because it's hidden in practically everything you eat. Ultra-processed foods disguised as healthy. I'm talking about those granola bars, those fat-free yogurts, those supermarket whole wheat breads, those cookies that claim to be fit. The food industry is a master at fooling you. They put pretty words on the packaging: whole grain, natural, sugar-free, high fiber, 0 fat. And you buy it, you trust it, you eat it. But when you look at the ingredient list, what do you find? High fructose corn syrup, maltodextrin, dextrose, invert sugar, soybean oil, hydrogenated vegetable oil. All these ingredients are metabolized by the liver, and they all turn into fat. I have a patient, Beatrice, who used to eat 3 granola bars a day. She thought she was having a healthy snack. When I asked her to look at the ingredients, she discovered that each bar had more sugar than 2 filled cookies. She was consuming the equivalent of 6 filled cookies a day, thinking she was taking care of herself. And her liver, ALT at 140, AST at 110, grade 2 fatty liver. When she stopped the granola bars, the processed yogurts, the supermarket breads, and started eating real food, in 3 months her ALT dropped to 60, her AST to 50, and the fat in her liver significantly reduced. The third habit will surprise you because everyone does it, and no one associates it with fatty liver. Late night dinners. You get home after work, tired, stressed, and you can only sit down to dinner at 9, 10, sometimes even 11 p.m. You eat, hang out on the couch watching TV for a bit, and then go to bed. Seems normal, right? Everyone does it. But what's happening inside your body at that moment is a metabolic disaster. When you eat late at night, especially carbohydrates, your body doesn't have the time or the need to burn that energy. You're going to lie down, sleep, be at rest. And what does your body do with that glucose, with that energy that wasn't used? It stores it. And where? In the liver, in the form of fat. Furthermore, eating late at night completely messes up your circadian rhythm, which is the biological clock that regulates your metabolism. When you eat outside the times your body expects, insulin doesn't work properly, insulin resistance increases, and the liver starts accumulating more and more fat. A study from the University of Pennsylvania showed that people who have dinner after 9 p.m. have a 44% higher chance of having fatty liver than people who dine by 7 p.m., 44%, just by changing the mealtime. So if you want to get your liver back on track, one of the simplest and most powerful things you can do is have dinner earlier. Try to have dinner by 7:30 at the latest. Your liver will thank you. The fourth habit is present in 90% of homes, and it's sold as a healthy solution. Artificial sweeteners. You stopped using sugar, started using sweeteners, and thought you were making a smart choice. After all, sweeteners have no calories, don't spike your blood sugar. They're recommended for diabetics, right? Wrong. More and more studies are showing that artificial sweeteners, especially sucralose, aspartame, and saccharin, do enormous damage to your metabolism and liver. They alter your gut microbiota, those good bacteria that live in your intestines and are essential for health. When the microbiota is altered, nutrient absorption changes, inflammation increases, and the liver suffers. On top of that, artificial sweeteners trick your brain. When you put something sweet in your mouth, your brain sends a signal to your pancreas to release insulin because it's expecting sugar. But the sugar never comes. The result? Unnecessary insulin spikes, insulin resistance, and fat accumulation in the liver. There's an Israeli study published in the journal Nature that showed that people who regularly use sweeteners have higher blood sugar levels and more insulin resistance than people who don't. Seems crazy, right? You use sweeteners to avoid sugar, but in the end, the metabolic effect is similar, or even worse. I had a patient, Roberto, who used sweetener in everything: coffee, juice, tea, dessert. He thought he was protecting himself. When he completely stopped using sweeteners and started accepting the natural taste of things, or occasionally sweetening with a little honey or coconut sugar, his liver responded. In 2 months, his ALT dropped 30 points. And now it's time for me to reveal the fifth habit, the most dangerous of all, the one you definitely didn't see coming. And this habit is so common, so normalized, that you'll probably resist believing it's a problem. This habit is chronic stress combined with poor sleep. You're always rushing, always worried, always tense, always with a million things on your mind. You sleep little, sleep badly, wake up tired, drink coffee to get through the day, and the cycle continues. And what does this have to do with fatty liver? Everything. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Cortisol has several functions, but one of them is to increase blood glucose to give you quick energy to face danger. Except that danger in modern life isn't a lion chasing you. It's traffic, it's the bill to pay, it's a fight at home, it's your boss breathing down your neck. Cortisol spikes, glucose spikes, insulin spikes, and what happens? Insulin resistance, fat accumulation in the liver. Furthermore, when you sleep little, the body goes into emergency mode. It can't perform the metabolic cleanup it should during sleep. The liver can't process accumulated fat, it can't regenerate, and there's more. Lack of sleep increases appetite, especially for carbs and sugar, because the body is desperate for quick energy. The result? You eat more, you eat worse, and the liver accumulates even more fat. A Korean study showed that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night are twice as likely to have fatty liver disease than people who sleep 7 to 8 hours. Twice. So if you want to truly recover your liver, you need to manage your stress and your sleep. There's no way around it. You can eat perfectly, but if you're constantly stressed and sleeping poorly, your liver will continue to suffer. Now that you know the 5 habits that are destroying your liver, I'm going to give you a practical step-by-step protocol to start reversing this situation today. First step, eliminate fruit juices. If you like fruit, eat the whole fruit with the peel, with the fiber. If you want to drink something in the morning, drink water, green tea, black coffee. Second step, stop buying ultra-processed foods disguised as healthy. If the ingredient list has more than 5 items or has names you can't pronounce, don't buy it. Eat real food: rice, beans, meat, fish, eggs, vegetables. Third step, have dinner earlier. Try to have your last meal of the day by 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. at the latest. If that's not possible, at least avoid carbs at night. Fourth step, eliminate artificial sweeteners. If you need to sweeten something, use a small amount of honey, coconut sugar, or better yet, get your taste buds used to accepting natural flavors. Fifth step, sleep well and manage stress. This means sleeping at least 7 hours a night, creating a sleep routine, turning off screens an hour before bed, and finding some way to relieve stress, whether it's meditation, walking, therapy, whatever works for you. I know you might be thinking, but what if I've tried all this and it didn't work? What if I don't have time? What if I don't have money to buy healthy food? Let me answer those questions. First, if you've tried and it didn't work, you probably weren't following the complete protocol or you were following wrong information. Most people try to change everything at once, get frustrated, and give up. Don't do that. Start with 1 habit at a time. Cut out juice this week. Next week, change your dinner time. Go slowly, but be consistent. Second, about not having time. Do you have time to be sick? Do you have time for dialysis? Do you have time to recover from a liver transplant? No? Then you have time to cook a simple meal, to sleep half an hour earlier, to walk for 15 minutes. It's all about priorities. And third, about money. Real food isn't expensive. Rice, beans, eggs, chicken, potatoes, carrots, all of that is cheap. What's expensive is the granola bar, the processed Greek yogurt, the fancy bakery, whole wheat bread. Real food, simple food, is affordable. You just need to stop believing the lie that eating well is expensive. I want to tell you the story of Joe. He came to my office at 53 years old, weighing 253 pounds, with a TGP of 210, TGO of 170, grade 3 fatty liver, already with signs of fibrosis. He was desperate. He said he'd tried everything, that he couldn't lose weight, that he thought he'd need a transplant. I sat with him, explained exactly what I'm explaining to you now, gave him the protocol, and said, "Joe, you need to trust the process and follow exactly what I'm telling you." 6 months later, Joe returned to the office. He had lost 62 pounds. His TGP was 45, his TGO was 38, and the ultrasound showed significant regression of the fat in his liver. He cried in the office. He said he got his life back, that he could play with his grandkids again, that his wife didn't recognize the man he had become. And you know what he did? Exactly what I told you. He stopped drinking juice, stopped eating ultra-processed foods, had dinner earlier, eliminated artificial sweeteners, slept better. Simple. Not easy, but simple. So let's recap everything you've learned today. You discovered that 5 seemingly harmless habits are silently destroying your liver. First, drinking fruit juice, which concentrates sugar and floods the liver with fructose. Second, eating ultra-processed foods disguised as healthy, which are full of ingredients that turn into liver fat. Third, having dinner late at night, which messes up your metabolism and makes your body store everything as fat. Fourth, using artificial sweeteners, which destroy your gut microbiome and cause insulin resistance. And fifth, living stressed and sleeping poorly, which raises cortisol and prevents the liver from regenerating. You also learned the practical protocol to reverse this situation. Eliminate juices, eat real food, have dinner early, cut out sweeteners, and take care of your sleep and stress. And you saw real examples of people who were at rock bottom and managed to completely reverse fatty liver by following this advice. If you've watched this far, I know you're truly committed. So now I need to ask you for 3 things. First, hit that like button on this video because it signals to YouTube that this content is important and helps other people dealing with fatty liver disease find this information. Second, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell because every week I bring you new content based on the latest research to help you regain your health. And third, share this video with someone you love, someone you know who has fatty liver disease or is at risk of developing it. You could be saving someone's life. Comment below if you have fatty liver disease. Tell me your SCOT and SGPT levels. Let me know which of these 5 habits you practice because I want to follow along on your journey. In the next video, I'm going to show you the 3 foods that regenerate the liver faster than any medication. Foods you probably already have in your kitchen right now, but don't realize their power. You won't want to miss it. Until then, take care of your liver because it takes care of you. Take care and see you next time.